It's CoeCast, Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. If our voices sound extra silky or occasionally weird, that's because this episode was made completely with AI. We're battle testing Microsoft Vibe Voice 7B end to end. I'm Hunter.
And I'm Riley. If I start talking faster than usual, blame the robots. Today, Sora 2 just stepped out of the lab and into the feed. OpenAI launched a standalone invite-only app in the US and Canada, vertical, swipey, 10-second clips. Basically, text-to-video meets For You page energy.
Yeah, this is a product, not just a demo reel. Think Unified Generation 2, visuals and audio born together inside the app. Music, ambience, sound effects synced in the same pass. That's the workflow unlock.
The vibe is less Hollywood pipeline, more social native. 10 seconds, vertical, built to be consumed where it's made. And they're shipping heavy guardrails, liveness checks, identity controls. No public figure deepfakes. So it's shiny, but padded.
Let's unpack what's actually new for marketing and media automation. This moves Sora from model theater to distribution surface. That changes who touches it. It's not just R&D or experimental teams, it's social producers, community managers, solo creators.
Facts. And the 10-second limit? It's a feature. It forces punchy beats, brand teases, mood stingers, micro-product loops. You know how we always say, can we get to the feeling faster? Unified AV is that. Fewer passes, fewer apps, less fiddling with timing.
Right now, though, there's no public API, no batch generation, no spreadsheet of prompts firing off while you sleep. So for ops folks, it's a creative node, not a conveyor belt.
Which means it's perfect for trend jacking and AV sprints. If you post daily or test hooks hourly, this trims the fat. You can go from idea to something shareable without the classic add music, fix SFX, export, recut gauntlet.
Who's this for? Solo creators definitely. Early-stage marketers who need to pre-visualize campaign beats before committing real budgets, and founders who want a 10-second product loop that nails the emotion and the payoff.
And hobbyists can have fun here, but enterprise? Not yet. Without an API and stems or metadata exports, you can't plug it into a real media factory. You can't do multivariant ad sets at scale, can't route assets to DAMs, can't auto-label for rights.
Speaking of rights, OpenAI's got an opt-out mechanism for rights holders and proactive blocks on abuse content. That's a net positive for brands, but plan for false negatives. Guardrails can overreach, build buffer time in your test cycles.
And identity. The liveness checks matter. If you're trying to build consistent character content with a face, the app's going to want to verify you. That's good for preventing chaos, but it might slow creative to a jog if you're trying to spin up quick cameos.
Competitive picture. Google's Veo 3 pushed integrated audio. Runway, Pika, Luma are duking it out on fidelity and control. Sora 2 shows OpenAI wants the complete clip, not puzzle pieces. Two philosophies are forming: closed and polished with distribution first, or more open and integration first with developer hooks.
Like, do you want the glassy, curated theme park where your content lives inside their algorithm? Or do you want the messy toolbox you can wire to N of the none, Zapier, and your homegrown pipeline? Right now, Sora 2 is very theme park. Gorgeous, guided, safety belts on.
For my automation folks, here's the checklist for when it becomes conveyor belt ready. Public API with programmatic generation and status polling, asset retrieval with metadata, stems for audio so you can edit or remix, rights flags embedded in the file, and native connectors to Drive, Dropbox, Frame.io, and social schedulers.
Give me a make or N other than none, and I will never touch a timeline for simple shorts again. Until then, I'm treating Sora 2 like a sketchbook that already sings on beat. I'll polish in CapCut or Premiere if I need to.
Let's talk workflow impact. Time saved? In short-form social, syncing sound to motion is the hidden tax. If Unified AV is as tight as early reports say, you're cutting out multiple micro-edits per clip. Over a month of daily posting, that's hours back.
Money saved? You're skipping stock music hunts and some SFX libraries. Also fewer paid plugins to fix timing. But the bigger win is speed. Idea in the morning, post at lunch. That's how people win For You pages.
What about quality trade-offs? 10 seconds is restrictive, great for hooks, not great for story arcs. Also, without stems, you can't surgically tweak the music under a voiceover. If narration voices land later, that unlocks explainers and product walkthroughs in-app. For now, you'll probably lay VO elsewhere.
Okay, real-world scenarios. TikToker, you prompt neon ramen robot slurping noodles in the rain, crunchy camera whip at the end. It spits out a cut with ambience and texture. You post two versions with different sound moods and see what your audience bites. That's hot.
Brand marketer, you previs a campaign mood board as clips that already feel right, not just look right. You get the CMO and the product team aligned faster because the timing sells the emotion.
Founder, 10-second product loop. Tap, result, dopamine. Put your value prop in motion. It's basically a live ad rehearsal.
Inside Koei, we'd use it for creative warm-ups at stand-up, 10-minute prompt sprints to sniff test a hook before we spin a full pipeline. And when an API hits, that sprint becomes a template that drives 100 variants automatically.
Let's hit availability. It's invite-only on iOS in the US and Canada right now. Android is coming soon. No web studio, no public API. Distribution is an in-app algorithmic feed with shareable clips. Export profiles? Not detailed yet, so plan to screen out what you need and finish in your usual editor.
Pricing questions still hanging. Is there a free tier, credits, enterprise? Not announced in detail. If you're budgeting, consider the time saved on micro-edits and the value of testing 10 hooks a day.
Risks and limitations. Beyond guardrails, you're also training for another algorithm. You'll learn Sora 2's feed rhythm, then still have to port those learnings to TikTok, Reels, Shorts. Treat it as a testbed, not a home base.
Benchmark-wise, we'll need to see stability, motion coherence, audio sync drift over time, and how it handles brand assets when uploads broaden. Conditioning with logos and packaging is the bridge from Sketchpad to practical ad engine.
And we need to talk licensing. There's an opt-out path for rights holders and talk of labeling and C2PA down the road. If you're running paid media, make sure your asset metadata carries clear rights signals. Otherwise, your approval flow will bottleneck.
Signals to watch next. Integration with ChatGPT to unlock desktop and web surfaces, Android rollout and international expansion, and whether OpenAI publishes a real commercial reuse policy with stems and labeling.
Also, can we please get narration voices? If I can do voiceover layers natively, I can ship explainers at pace without leaving the app. That's when this goes from cute to killer.
Quick compare across the field. Veo 3 raised the audio bar. Sora 2 enters with a consumer-grade surface and strong guardrails. Runway and Pika still feel more open for pipeline builders. If your team is heavy on engineers, you'll like open weight and integration-first tools until Sora opens up.
Meme time. If I had to caption this launch for creators, POV your prompt is also the soundtrack. Or one pass, good vibes. Okay, one more. Finally, an AI that doesn't send me to 5 apps just to make a whoosh.
That whoosh struggle is real. From a process lens, this compresses research to outline to shot list to asset metadata to draft post. Even if you still finish elsewhere, collapsing steps means compounding speed.
And that speed is where brand teams learn faster. If you can test 3 emotional angles before the afternoon stand-up, the best story wins, not the loudest stakeholder.
Any gotchas we haven't hit?
Watermarks or export limits might show up. Also, expect prompt restrictions that feel random. It's early. Don't fight the rails. Learn the edges, bank your working prompts, and keep your prompt versions tight.
Great point. Version your prompts. Track what passes moderation and what gets throttled. That library becomes your internal edge once the API opens.
So, actionable takeaways. 1. Get in if you can. Treat Sora 2 like a sketchpad with native sound. 2. Don't re-architect your pipeline. It's not a factory yet. 3. Prep your automation stack or whatever you love so you're ready when an API drops. 4. Measure time saved on the boring stuff, not just did it look cool.
And 5. Align on safety expectations early. If you're a brand, set your guidelines, test edge prompts, and document what flies. Avoid surprises when you're on deadline.
Final thought. Sora 2 is a vibe engine with momentum. The magic isn't just the picture, it's the timing. Unified AV turns looks right into feels right. That ships campaigns.
Couldn't agree more. All right, that's our show. If you want daily AI news and playbooks for creators and marketers, hit koei.com/resources.
And subscribe so the robots know you love us. Thanks for hanging with us today.
Catch you next time.
Bye.